Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the FV217 Badger. It's the British Tier 10 tank destroyer and it's located on the northeast spawn of Live Oaks. And it's under the command of Captain Ashstorm. And battle has commenced. Now the Badger, it's got a 123mm Mark 1 gun, the quick firing gun, the QQF. And it's got a particularly strong armour. It's built on the chassis of the Conqueror. It actually only existed in blueprints. They never actually built it, but blueprints is enough for wargaming to actually model and create a tank. And this one is particularly tough, incredibly tough. That armour is almost impervious. In fact, the only vulnerable point is the lower plate, as you can see there, which is difficult to hit at the best of times. Right, he's headed south along the railway line, but there's a big enemy force headed towards the town. And it looks like Captain Ashstorm has actually spotted this on his mini-map, and it's useful to have a big mini-map because you can actually see the play in the battle. Pay attention to where you're needed and go there. Now we've already lost one of our tanks. It was an AMX 13105. Now there's only 3 tanks going into the town centre. I think it's a Defender and a Type 4 Heavy and a Wizzy 11114. I get the impression that Captain Ashstorm is going to try and defend the cap area. Whoop, that's an indestructible wall. And he's going to try and defend the cap area as best he can. He does have the company of an Arty, a GW Tiger P, the Tier 8 German. So he's got somebody to watch his back. And we can see the Wizzy 11114 up ahead. And he's taking aim at the standard B. There's a lot of heavy fighting going on in the town. He's going to go and use that ridgeline to sort of like move himself up, get eyes on target. Oh, he's been spotted! Now, since the enemy in the town are too far away to spot him, it must be something closer. And I suspect that that's the Wizzy 132 that we can see in grid square E3. He's probably moved up and is poking the ridge lines. Oh, we got a lovely round into the standard B for 545 hit points. That's the Tier 9 Italian. 257 we can't see. He's behind. Oh no, he's there. He is there. And we fired a round in trying to get that Sheridan, I think it was, moving through the camera. Through the reticule, rather. He's pulling back to use the cover of the building. That's a good idea. Oh, no, almost backed into a Progetto 46 there, the Tier 8 Italian, the premium. There's that standard B. Just looking around, can't see them, but there's the tanks in the town have been wiped out. None of them are left alive. All of them have gone, which means the enemy is going to be headed this way very, very shortly. Right, he's in a defensive position, waiting for his first customer. Has a quick look round to see what his position is. A Sheridan! Oh, he tracks that one! And he's used his repair kit straight away. We're reloading. Fires a round in, gets another hit, this time for 415. Now, he's using standard ammo. Fires a round into the Progetto 65, the Tier 10 Italian medium, with 4 shots in the reloader. Oh, he got 3673 out of us. And we've been tracked by the 50 TP. But we got a round into the 50 TP in return. Sheridan bounces us. And the 50 TP is down. First kill. But we get hit by the enemy Arty. And I think the reason the enemy Arty is relocated is primarily because their cap is under fire. A lot of our tanks are actually going after their cap right now and force their Arty to relocate. Oh, good round into the 4502. 464. Now that would be a low roll, but because a standard alpha damage is 480. Okay, Progetto bounces around off us. Moves forward again. Bounces another round. And that one does critical damage. And we've bounced around from the 4502. Fantastic armor this tank has, this tank destroyer. Absolutely amazing. You can see the rounds, look at that. It's spattered all over the front of him. He's moving backwards and forwards. Throwing them off. Trying to feather a solution on the 4502. Doesn't need to worry because he gets taken out by the Conway. Now, there are enemy up ahead, but we just can't see them. And the Progetto 46 is going ahead to have a look for us. Meanwhile, the enemy are doing rather well in the enemy cap area. They've managed to wipe out our attack force, and we're now down to just 4 tanks on our team. Okay, we can see the Progetto 65. He's there now. We've gone up on the ridge line, which is a bit dangerous because it exposes us to fire. Oh, but we put a round for 407 into the Progetto. Can we get another one in? Got to watch out we don't hit our own guy. And the 65 goes down to the 46. Well done. So a tier 10 tank taken out by a tier 8 tank. Oh, we lost the premium, the Conway rather. Object 705 got him, so he's going to have to go back behind these buildings. There's no threat from the city now. The threat is entirely from the railway line. Of course, he doesn't want to get caught in a position where he's sort of like trapped between 2 indestructible objects and unable to turn around to deal with the enemy. If the enemy was to get behind him, that would be a real problem. But it looks to me like he's going to try and defend this corner. We lost the GW Tiger P, and the Progetto's off chasing enemy Arty, the M40. Meanwhile, Captain Ashstorm's going to try and defend the railway line. There's probably a huge attack force on the way. Yes, there is. It's a 705. And he doesn't go through the armour that goes through the tracks. Yet that one. Pulls forward to try and spot him. No, nothing yet. You see, if he does get assaulted from the side, he can always turn to face the back of the map. There's a Scorpion. 1 round in, 461, pulls back to hide his lower plates, bounces the round from the Scorpion. Fires another one in, but that one doesn't go through. Loads. And puts the Scorpion out the game. Second kill, bounces around from the 257, but that one from the 705 goes through the tracks. Now this is the big worry. If he gets tracked, he can get taken out. Now that one went through the tracks. Can't see the IS-3. Now we can. And that one was a good penetration. 412. And he's now bouncing more rounds from the others. 705. No, he's going to go for the IS-3 first. Pulls forward just to see him. Tries to go for the top of the tank, but it just bounces off the top. Going for the mass, centre mass. 480 hit points, and he's taken out the game by the Progetto 46, who's come back to help us. Now, in the meanwhile, he's been taking out the enemy Arty, and the 705 is down! 493, that was a high roll. Good shot. Object 257, pulling forward to try and get a feather on his... Can't see him because he's actually below that line in the water. He's hiding there. There's only 2 tanks left on the enemy team. And it looks like Captain Ashstorm has picked up the high caliber. There's the 257 below the ridgeline. He's been asked to platoon with the Progetto. And he bounces that one. And he has platoon with the Progetto. They both have 3 kills now, which means they're brothers in arms. Now, can they get these last enemy? 216. Oh, the Progetto is unloading into that 257. Captain Ashstorm is charging in. He's going to deal with that 257 face to face. And that means the 257 is in a very dangerous situation. The Progetto will be reloading whilst this is happening, and he'll have a full clip. And Captain Ashstorm gets 516 from the 257. Oh, we lost the Progetto. That means the brothers in arms is gone. And he tracked him there with that round. We're still waiting to see the T110E4. bounced that one off the side. He needs to get rid of this 257 so he can deal with the T124. And he kills the 257 whilst bouncing around off the front. And if we look at the front, look at this. It's pockmarked with bounces and ricochets. Fantastic so far. Such a pity that the Progetto 46 went down, because if he had survived, that would have been a brothers in arms for sure. He's pulling forward to deal with the T124, and he doesn't go through that, the armour. Now use the railway line. That's it. And unfortunately that's an indestructible object, and the enemy knows that. He knows full well that Captain Ashstorm's going to have to come up in order to put a round into that turret. Now the E4 is the one with the turret. Oh, that one went straight through on the cheeks. 463. Look at that. Right on the side. Puts one through the lower plate. 421. It's a low roll, but we won't worry. They're face hugging. Go for the cheeks. Go for the cheeks. And he does. And he wins the game. Finishes off the E4. Fantastic game there by Captain Ashstorm. Look at his tank. It's covered in marks. And here's the end result. It's an ace tanker for Captain Ashstorm in the Badger. He did a fantastic job in that battle. He really carried the team. He defended the cap against all comers from either the town or from the railway line. He picked up a fire for effect for doing more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 5 in that one. A shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks that did damage to him during the battle. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 8. A Cooll-Headed for surviving at least 10 ricochets or non-penetrating shots in a row. A high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle, and lastly he picked up a steel wall for receiving at least 11 hits, blocking at least 1,000 hit points of damage and surviving the battle. It's a fantastic round that was. Win 8 of 9269. That is a phenomenal Super Unicum standard battle, and he held his cool throughout that battle. He thought very carefully about what he was having to do, about defending from the town and then defending from the railway. He knew which way they were going to come from, and he positioned himself in such a way that the enemy couldn't track him and then assault him. So absolutely brilliant play. Let's have a look at the team scores. Highest damage, 7,880 hit points. The highest the enemy could do was the standard B. He did 3,293. And when it came to kills, he had 5, but the Object 257 on the enemy team had 5 as well. And when it came to base XP, 1,281. He absolutely monstered that. And the Progetto 46, his platoon mate, who unfortunately died during the process, he managed 1,109 XP, which is still an incredibly high score. And I'm hoping that the Progetto also managed to get an ace tanker, although we won't know unless we actually see the replay. But congratulations, Damien P98, because that was a really good round. And you came back to help after killing off the Arty and making sure that Captain Ashstorm was able to complete the battle. And you were of great help during that battle. So let's have a look at the detail report. Well, he fired 31 rounds. He got 27 direct hits, 18 penetrations. So he did bounce a few rounds, but he did make it pay where it needed to pay. And he managed to finish off those last enemy. He did damage of 7,880 hit points, of which 1,973 were at more than 300 meters. He received no less than 22 hits during that battle, and only 3 of them penetrated. The rest were non-penetrations. He blocked damage of 8,870 hit points. He damaged 10 of the enemy, that's 2/3 of the enemy team, and killed 5 of the enemy, 1/3 of the enemy team, and caused damage assistance of 800 hit points. On a premium account, he earned 80,525 credits. And after repair and ammunition resupply, and the ammunition was expensive because he was using some premium rounds there, and he did have to pay 120,000 for replacing all those shells, as well as premium consumables. He actually suffered a loss during the battle of 74,790. He also received 4 bonds, got XP of 1,921 times 5 for the first victory, and an additional 960 from personal reserves. So he actually took away 10,568 XP altogether, and that's an absolutely huge game in terms of earning XP. And I don't think he'll mind in the slightest having to pay that credit total for such an award-winning game. This was a truly excellent display of how the FV217 Badger can really carry a team if it has to. So congratulations, Captain Ashstorm. Fantastic battle. Really pleased that we could do the video for you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.